The Healthy Penis Primer: How to Spot Sex Addiction. Let's be honest, men love sex. Men love sex so much that sometimes, a guy might wonder if he has a sex addiction. A guy might do all sorts of things to foster his healthy penis, such as using a good penis health creme or otherwise taking care of his beloved tool, but it's important to remember that not all penis health goes back to the penis itself. Sometimes it goes back to the mental and emotional issues that might lead to problems for that penis, such as sex addiction. But how does a man know if he has a sex addiction or simply really loves sex? Understanding sex addiction. Also known as hypersexuality, sex addiction is defined as a preoccupation with sexual fantasy. It can include elements of casual or anonymous sex, the excessive use of pornography, masturbating to a point where it interferes with daily life, romantic intensity, and objectification of partners. To be classified as sex addiction, these behaviors must last for 6 months or more. It must also continue despite the efforts to stop it or curb it. It will likely have serious impacts on a person's personal life, social life, and ability to work. In fact, it can be easily compared to a gambling addiction, or even an addiction to alcohol and drugs. But is it really addiction? There is some debate about what actually constitutes an addiction. That's because the object of addiction, in this case, sex, is used to make a person feel better. However, men use sexual fun and masturbation all the time to relieve anxiety and stress. So is it really an addiction? The answer lies in how often it happens, or how much of a crutch it becomes. If a guy is constantly turning to porn, masturbation, one partner after another, or intense sexual fantasy to stay on an even keel, or is doing it to excess in every way, then it's a sex addiction. If a man is simply using masturbation and the like to feel good, however, that's a different story. Though he might be capable of a sex addiction, if he can control what he's doing, he's likely not addicted. Getting help for sex addiction. If a man thinks he has a sex addiction, he owes it to himself to ensure a healthy penis, and a healthy mind. To that end, it's important to speak to a counselor who knows a great deal about addiction, specifically sex addiction. There are many groups that will open their doors to meeting those who are seeking recovery, just as is the case with alcoholics. Cognitive behavioral therapy has been shown to help, as has certain medications to stabilize the mood. It's important to remember that sometimes, addiction can't be kicked by a guy all alone. He needs support around him. It's always a good idea to try to pull back from the addictive behaviors, but for the best results and regaining his life, a guy should always seek out professional help as well.